When do you really feel that you hit a dead end? When there is no way ahead, absolutely nothing. You feel like you hit a wall. In this video, I will discuss all the points in 3 chapters. First would be what are the signs that you are in a dead end job so that you can identify for yourself. Chapter 2 would be talking about why, the reasons that we all end up, most of us end up in these dead end jobs. And chapter number 3, the ways with which we can jump out of these dead end jobs, or at least find a way to jump out of these dead end jobs. With that, let's get started. The number one sign that you are in a dead end job is that you do not have an answer for what's next. You are in a job, you can't grow further, as in terms of hierarchy. The salary is already considered good enough or big enough in the company, and company doesn't want to pay you more for doing the same stuff. Still, you are working there and you do not have any clue what's next. That is the first sign. Another way of understanding this point is that if you cannot chart out the next 3 years in your job, as in the growth plan in the current job, then that means that's a sign that you are in a dead end job. Now, the second sign that you are in a dead end job is that you haven't felt a positive high emotion related to your job or task in a very long time. That emotion can be any, like you feel motivated to do some task, you're excited for something new, some new project, or maybe some on-site, or maybe some kind of opportunity. So it can be excitement, it can be simple happiness related to something, maybe the ease of work or the ways of work, or you feel happy about the environment of the job. Anything, any positive emotion which has not hit a high note for you for a very long time, that's a great sign actually that you are in a dead end job, because more or less you are working in a robot kind of setup where you are just doing your work, your tasks mindlessly, and you have no clue why you are doing them, and you also do not have answer to why are you even there in that job. Now, the third sign that you hit a dead end in your job is that it's a mismatch to your goals, as in there is nothing to complain about in the job, it seems fine, but there is something about it that you feel off. Understand it like this, that you are cooking mushroom soup and you're doing it well, but you personally hate mushroom soup, you do not like it. So does that mean there is something wrong with your cooking or the soup itself in itself? No, there's nothing wrong. It's perfectly fine for someone who loves it. But the problem is you do not like it. So there is a goal mismatch. You do not like that job. There's nothing wrong with that job. The job is fine, the culture is fine, the work is fine, the manager is fine, but somehow you feel off for that job because that's not your goal, that's not your preference. You do not like that. Maybe your taste buds like some other soup. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that the goals here are misaligned, and that's a big sign that you are hitting a dead end in your job. And another similar sign of you being in a dead end job is that no matter how hard you try many different things, you try to grow, you try to learn, you try to be in conversation, you try to build connections, but somehow you end up being in the same situation, end up being in same scenarios, end up being with same hike 2-3%, but nothing much is changing. Your efforts are not materializing into anything. That also is a big sign that you're hitting a dead end in your job. Moving to our next chapter, let's understand that why we get into these dead end jobs at the first place, why we get stuck into these situations, what are the reasons for that. And the number one reason is fear of new or unknown, or fear of change, you can say. The truth is that we choose to stay in such jobs because it feels safe, it feels known, even if we are unhappy there. Going out of the comfort zone, attending interviews, facing the new questions or new job feels too much. We fear change, and then we choose to stay in those dead end jobs even if we are unhappy. We choose to stay because it feels safe, it feels known. That's human nature. Second reason is lack of clarity. Without clear goals, without clear understanding of what we actually want in life, it's very easy to slip into these wrong jobs which do not serve us. Though we deep down we know that the job is not serving us or this is not something that we want, but still we get into these jobs because we do not have any clarity of what we want to do in our career, in our life. Another big reason why we get stuck into these jobs is financial security. When you are coming from a place where financially you or your family is not stable, then clarity, goals, freedom. All these things sounds really fancy jargons and doesn't hold any value to you. Why? Because your main goal is just to get a paycheck and feed your family and make sure that they are financially stable. So that is another very big reason why most of the people get stuck into jobs they are stuck in. Even if the job is not serving them, even if it is toxic, even if they want to leave it, they still choose to stay because of this financial reason. And very similar to this one is our next reason, which is societal pressure. There's always this unseen pressure of following a safer path, a path that has been already laid, recognized, and approved by society. Every single one of us undoubtedly feel this obligation to follow that path just so that others can see us in good light. Others can look at us and say that, yeah, the person is doing a good job because he or she is working in so and so company at so and so title. So that's also another reason that if we want to pursue something different, we do not, because then that path is not approved by the society and is not seen in good light. Then it's better that we stay in this current job, because anyways we can't do what we like, so it's okay to stay in any job. Then any job is good enough. Now moving on to our chapter number 3, where we will discuss few points that can help us to move out of these jobs which are dead end for us, and ways in which we can think and take action so that we do not get stuck into something that we do not want. The number one step that is required in such a situation is knowing what you want. If you know what exactly you want, all the other steps or the process will become way easier, and then it will lay a very good and solid foundation of whatever you are up to do in life. That will become easier for you if you know exactly what is it that you want. So take out some time and think about it. And no, you cannot think just in your head, because yeah, come on, we all daydream a lot, but when it comes to structured thinking, which can actually put into action, into some action plan, we never do that. We are too busy for that because we are busy watching Insta, Reels, all sort of nonsense, but we never take out time and put actual efforts in knowing what exactly we want and what are our possible practical options around it. And then the second step would be to set your personal goals. Now you might think, what's so personal about the job? Job is job, that's a career. And how setting your personal goals will help you in getting unstuck from a job. Guys, see, the career or getting into job or earning money, earning a living is all a game plan to live life well, to live your personal life well. Your personal life and your career cannot be part of two different game plans. They have to go hand in hand. You have to know what are your personal goals, what you want to achieve in next 6 months in your personal life, in next 1 year. If your personal goal is to invest that much amount of money in next 1 year, then only you are going to decide what kind of job you need to find to do that kind of investment, or at least what kind of skill you need to learn, so that again you earn the kind of money that you need for your personal goal. So it's very much aligned, and it's very important that you define your personal goals. Only then you'll be able to get on the right track, on the right job. These two go hand in hand and are not a part of two different game plans. And if you are thinking so, or if you have planned your life and career in that way, then I'm sorry to say it will not serve you much in whatever you are trying to achieve. Now, once you have identified that what you want in life and set your personal goals, the third step comes identifying the gap, how far you are from what you actually want. Gap as in the distance, in terms of, it can be money, it can be in terms of hierarchy, it can be in terms of location. You have to practically identify how much the gap is. For example, you identified you want to be at home, you do not want to travel for work, you want to work from home. And then your personal goal, you identified that you want to just spend 6 hours doing that job, not more than that. Now the third step here, which says that you identify the gap, how far you are. Then in third step, what you have to do is you have to really see that how far the realities are. You want to work from home, just putting 6 hours a day into that job, but your current situation says that you're putting 12 hours into the job and you're traveling 2 hours to and fro for that job. So that is the distance between your current reality and where you really want to go. And then once you identify that, then comes your fourth step, which is take steps to build a bridge between that gap so that you can travel from your current reality to where you want to go, which in this case that you have to identify a job or a skill which has higher chance of you getting hired in a remote position, in a remote work setup. For example, if you are working in a hospitality industry, you cannot work remotely in most of the profiles there, because you have to be present there serving the clients, customers. Then you have to learn a skill which can map you to some other industry, and then you become eligible for some kind of role which will allow you to search work from home jobs. So this was the step that you take action to make a bridge between what you want and what your current reality is, be it learning the skill, be it identifying the industry you can get into, basically making an action plan that can take you closer. And then the next step would be to chart out an entire exit plan to unstuck yourself from that dead end situation. And that exit plan will include everything, starting from timelines in how much time you will do it, what is the backup plan if things go wrong or doesn't go the way you plan, are you ready for any kind of consequences, have you prepared enough yourself, and you have also prepared people around you, because whether we like it or not, people around us, our family, our loved ones also get impacted with every decision we make. So it's very important that when we plan something, we prepare ourselves for something. It's equally important to prep them as well mentally. And always remember, it's the tiniest steps, smallest steps that leads to bigger changes. So if you ever come across a thought in your head that, oh, this is such a tiny thing, what will happen if I do this? Just brush that off. Those very tiny things will take you to your destination. Now, in the final notes, I want to quickly discuss that there can be a situation where you find yourself in a dead-end job again and again. I mean, if you get stuck once, there is a possibility that you can get stuck again as well. So what is it that you do that you do not get stuck into the same situation again? The number one thing is that you have to stay curious. You have to regularly seek out new opportunities. You have to be comfortable with new things, choosing new projects, choosing new right opportunities. And that will only happen when you stay curious. If you become comfortable, if you get into the comfort zone of staying safe no matter what, then it's very likely that you jump from one dead-end job to another dead-end job, and then it doesn't make sense. Then you will wonder that I did all the steps, I changed the job, but I still feel the same way. Not sure why. This is the reason, and this is the missing point that you have to add in your plan, that you have to stay curious, and then you have to set continuous goals. You cannot just set your goals once and then you feel like I'm done for the lifetime, I'm done setting my goals for the lifetime. It doesn't work that way. As you evolve as a person, your goals change. As your situations change in life, your relationships change in life, your goals do change, your preferences change, you as a person change. So it's very important that you look into your goals every now and then, and you set and change and improve your goals continuously so that you can take revised and updated actions to fulfill your new goals. So that was it, guys, for today's video. I really hope that you liked the discussion, and if you did, please make sure you leave a thumbs up for me. And if there is anything that you want to see on this channel or you want me to have a discussion on, please leave your suggestions for the topics in the comment section. I do read all your comments and try to respond as much as I can. So make sure that you leave your notes there so that I can refer and I can discuss those very topics that you want to hear from me. So with that, I'm signing off. You keep on watching more content on the Corporate Diaries, and I will see you in my next one. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye.